Okay, welcome back, third, fourth, and fifth graders. This is the second week part of our abstract portrait inspired by Sandra Zilpersweg. So what we're going to do, you can see kind of where we're heading here. We're heading toward showing contrasting color on the right and left side. I used warm and cool colors, so this is a warm colored side, and it makes you think of colors like the sun, fire, lava, colors in nature that are warm colored. So reds, orange, yellow, pink, peach, colors like that. And then I use cool colors on this side. Colors that are cool are purple, blue, green. They make you think teal. They make you think of like cool water, cool grass, cool purple mountains, things like that. So I decided to contrast in that way. You might just want to go ahead and look at your crayons and say, you know what, I'm going to use these colors together on this side, and then I'm going to use these on this side, and just go for it. So there's no strict rule on how you're going to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and start. I decided I'm using crayon and paint. I'm going to crayon all the little detail parts, and then because crayon resists paint, I can go ahead and quickly paint the background when I'm done. So first I'm going to start with crayon, and all I'm going to do with the crayon is I'm going to color the tiny detailed areas that would be much harder to color when I try to paint them. So instead of trying to paint all those little areas, I'm just going to use crayon. It's going to save me a lot of detail work with the paint later, and I think it'll look really nice. So I'm kind of sticking with the pattern I used in the initial example. I'm just choosing warm colors for this side. You could do a black and white side and a rainbow side. You could do, you know, an earthy side and you know, an airy side. So it's up to you. So my nose is a little different, so I don't have to color a lot of that in. Let's see. I think I'll just change things up a little bit. I'm going to add some orange here in these parts. Notice I'm working fairly quickly, but I'm trying to kind of keep some kind of pattern. Remember, I'm going to be looking to see that you're creating that contrast, so really try and separate your colors as best you can. I'm going to go ahead and put this color in here, I think. I'm working fairly quickly. Notice I turn my paper as I work. I think that makes it a lot easier for me. I'm an up and down kind of colorer, which means I like to go from top to bottom when I color, and I think turning the paper for me makes it a lot easier. I'm going to paint in this area, so I'm going to leave that blank. I'll come over here, start adding some color to the cool side. Kind of like to do my eyes first for some reason. I just feel like they just always seem an important part of the face, and I want to make sure I give them a lot of attention. Doing it a little different than my previous one. Oh, I guess I need to do my patterns here. Remember, it's orange and red and yellow and pink on the one side, and then I'm doing blues, purples, teals, greens on the cool side. I'm going to be painting a lot of this in, so I don't have too much crayon to do. Let's see, this is color. And put a little bit down here on the cheeks. Actually going to add a little to the lips too. I'm going to do the lips kind of a half and half thing. Going to do cool colors on one side, warm on the other. It's kind of neat. I am working fairly quickly, but also notice that I really am pressing hard with my crayon because I really want to make sure that the crayon parts are not going to get painted over when I start painting. So I really want to make sure that I am pressing hard. And paint what you want. If you have paint, if you're going to do it all in crayon, that would look awesome too. I love crayons. Oil pastels, if you have those from last week and you want to use them, that would be great. Kind of doing some half and half things down here just because I know I'm trying to divide the left and the right side. I think I could probably paint the rest of that, and I just want to do my little heart here. So I'm going to do my heart. Probably can paint the center of that, but I'll just do the edges. Okay, so now I've got my crayon part done. Looks pretty good. The cool thing about using paint, if you can use paint, is that you can blend colors in the background. So I just have a set of watercolor paints. You can get them just about everywhere. And I'm going to use a little bit bigger brush, but I recommend if you're just kind of new to painting, you might want to use a little bit smaller brush because that way you can control where the paint goes. Also, you might want to use a paper towel. Grab one real quick. Paper towel would be great. If you have too much water on your brush, you can always wipe it off. Okay, so I'm going to start with a darker green up here where these eyes are on this side. And I've already been using the paint, so they're a little wet, but I don't want to put too much water on it. And I always test it out. And if I feel like the water's getting a little out of control, then, I can always dab some of the water off on my paper towel. And it just kind of helps me control where the paint goes. I'm just going to paint these in real quick. Here we are. Working fairly quickly. I don't have a lot of different colors in this palette. I just have the basics. If you happen to have more options, that's great. I'm staying away from brown and black. I am going to use some black in the background though. I'm going to do one more set of green up here. Do this one in green. The more water you put on your brush, the looser and lighter your color is going to be. If you want a nice, dark, rich color, you want to use more paint and less water. So sometimes a smaller brush will give you that effect more easily. Okay, got a little paint there. Switch to some blue. Put some blue in here. That's really bright. This is where it would get tricky, where you might want to switch to a smaller brush. If you have a palette that comes with a brush, chances are it's a medium-sized brush. Now mine's kind of seeping like that. If you don't like that, you can probably take your paper towel and you can take, if you work right away, you could probably take that paint away, and then when it dries, you can go back over it in green. I kind of like the way that the colors kind of merge together, so that might be something you really think is cool. So if you like that, you can just leave it. I'm just going to go ahead, just for the sake of today, I'm just going to kind of cover it up. Okay, I'm going to do a little purple up here. Got lots of paint on that brush. That's a very nice, pretty deep color. Make sure you probably have a placemat or something down, like I do, that'll keep your table from getting too messy. I'm going to put some of this purple down here in the corner here, all the way down. Notice I'm turning my paper again to help me stay within the lines. Oops, and I was supposed to stop right there, but I didn't. Oh well, we're going to kind of throw caution to the wind a little bit. I guess there's a little bit of a color invasion on the bottom here. So it's because I did make that little error and I did the purple all the way across, I think I'm going to do the same thing to a warm color. So I'm going to do that to the red, so it looks like I did it on purpose. So at this point, I really don't want to start over. So I'm going to make it work. Okay, so I'm almost done with this side. What I want to do with the cheeks is I want to do a blend. So you can see I kind of have a blend thing going here. So I'm going to grab some purple to start. And this purple, like I said, is really, really thick. I'm going to add some more water to it. And I want to have a watery effect because I want to go from one color to the next and blend it. So I'm going to start with this purple. And then I'm going to go in here with some blue. Lots of water on my brush. I'm going to add some blue here, and I'm going to let those colors kind of blend together. Remember, I don't have to be too careful where I put the crayon because the crayon resists the paint because it's got a waxy substance on it. So, all right, and then I'm going to come in with some green. Make sure you rinse your brush between colors. That'll keep your colors nice. Kind of went over my side there. I'm going to fix that real quick if I can. See if I can get some of that off. Yeah, I think I can cover that up with a warm color. Okay, so looks like my right side is almost done. I need one more color here, right in this area. So I'll just do this dark purple here. All right, now I'm going to do my warm colors. Now you could get some fresh water if you think that the colors are going to be mixed too much. You can go ahead and get some fresh water, but I think I've got enough clean water here that I can keep working. So I'm going to start with some orange. Put some orange over here. And then I'm going to put some orange, let's see, maybe here. Okay. I think I'm going to put red in this section, so let me do that now. A little more water. Some red around my eyes. A little bit more. And I'll put a little red down here. Looks like like I missed a little spot. I could go back to that one. Put a little bit of red in here. Notice how I let the colors kind of rotate with each other. So, you know, try and kind of spread those colors out so you have a variety of colors and the colors repeat throughout the piece. All right, now I'm going to grab some yellow. My yellow is a little on the orangey yellow side, but it's okay. Kind of like that color. And a little on this heart. Now, the cheek. I'm going to do the same thing I did with the last piece, and I'm going to go from dark to light, or from reds to orange to yellow. So I'm going to start with the red. Red on the cheek. Looks good. A little more in this corner. Okay, rinse my brush, grab a little orange. And a little yellow. My brush is definitely going to be a little dirty at this point to grab yellow, but almost done. There we go, that looks pretty good. And just kind of feather it in till you like the way it looks. Okay, I need a little color down here in this corner. I'm going to grab a little bit of blue. I realized I missed a spot. So I'm going to go ahead and paint this in. Notice I hardly used any water because I knew if I used water it would just be everywhere. And I have a little spaced color. Okay. I like the look of black on the background. You can see how that black really makes those colors pop. So I've got black on my palette in paint. So I'm just going to take black last, and I'm just going to come in here and I'm just going to paint this black. Go a little crooked there. All right, got one side. You could even do both sides a different color maybe. I just like the way the black looks. It makes the face really pop out. And it's almost like a little frame around the piece. You could use a black crayon. You could use a black oil pastel. You could use a black marker. All right. And that is a contrasting portrait inspired by Sandra Zilberswag. So you're going to email that to my email address. Please take a beautiful picture. I can't wait to see them. And like I said, those are due on November 30th, which is a Friday. So I can't wait to see them. Have a good day.